the deeds of righteousness and the deeds of sin, right, they have necessities. They lead to certain things by necessity. So for example, when people withhold al-ihsan, zakat and sadaqah, this becomes a means for the prevention of rain from the heaven. And it is a means of drought and a means of famine. And when people, they oppress the masakeen, the poor, and they are stingy and cheat in the weights and measures, and when the strong people in a society, they oppress the weak people in the society, this will then lead to the tyranny of the kings and the rulers, right? So when the strong in a society cheat, deceive, oppress, the weak in a society, and the people allow this to happen, then Allah will punish everyone together by putting over them tyrannical kings, rulers, and they will not show mercy when they are asked to show mercy. And they will not be gentle and kind when they are asked to be gentle and kind. And so in reality, all of this, what's happening is that whatever deeds the people do, these deeds then, they take shape, they take form in different ways, right? Allah Azza wa Jal, from His wisdom, from His justice, He allows the people to see their own deeds in different forms, in different appearances. So sometimes there will be a famine or a drought, right? This is simply the deeds of a people taking physical manifestation, and then Allah showing that to people that this is your deeds, right? So sometimes it is a famine, sometimes it is like a drought, sometimes it is by way of an enemy, an external enemy. An external enemy who comes and harms you, conquers you, and whatever else with war. This is simply a manifestation of your own actions. وَتَارَةً بِوَلَاتٍ جَائِرِينَ. Other times it can be in the form of tyrannical rulers. Other times بِأَمْرَاضٍ عَامَةٍ, with general types of diseases which appear. Other times it can be وَتَارَةً بِهُمُومٍ وَآلَامٍ وَغُمُومٍ تَحْضُرُهَا نُفُوسُهُمْ لَا يَنْفَقُونَ عَنْهَا. At other times it can be anxiety and grief and stress and anxiety and grief and this type of thing, which they find in their souls, and it doesn't leave them, right? So this is another type of punishment and manifestation of the deeds of a people, or even a person in himself and in a society and whole nations, that grief is inflicted upon them, anxiety is inflicted upon them, stress is inflicted upon them, and this remains with them, right? And it harms them. So all of this is nothing but their own actions taking form and taking shape in a way that obviously harms them by way of Allah's wisdom and justice. Then he says, and sometimes it can be with the blessings of the sky being withheld, meaning the rain, and likewise from the earth, meaning the fruits and vegetation, so they don't come. And sometimes it can be even by the devils being unleashed upon them, right? So the shayateen, the protection is removed from the soul of a believer, from the heart of a believer, and the devils come and they are able to wreak havoc with the people in a nation. And we see this in many nations, how the shayateen have been unleashed upon the societies in our time, such that they can't tell the difference between a man or a woman or a boy or a girl. The scales have been completely overturned, and He's come, and He, just like He promised, He will command them, He will change their creation, He will misguide them, He will come in front of them, behind them, right? So Allah has unleashed the shayateen upon people who deserve that, right? Because of them choosing misguidance. And so therefore everything has become confused for them. The whole society has been turned upside down. Right is wrong, black is white, white is black, right? Even physical realities that you know for a fact that they've been overturned, right? This is the shayateen being unleashed upon people as a punishment of Allah Azza wa Jal. And so he says, وَتَارَةً بِتَسْلِيطِ الشَّيَاطِينَ عَلَيْهِمْ تَأُزُّهُمْ إِلَى أَسْبَابِ الْعَذَابِ Azza. So the devils are unleashed upon them, and they incite them into the causes of their own punishment, so that Allah's word can be established upon them, and so that every person can be taken to the destination for which he was created. So then he says the intelligent person, when he looks in all of the corners of the world and he observes what is happening and he sees the justice of Allah Azza wa Jal and His wisdom, then it will become clear to him that it is the messengers and their followers specifically who are on the path of safety and the path of deliverance, and as for everybody else, they are on the path of destruction. And so Allah Azza wa Jal is one. Wallahu balighu amrih, la mu'aqqibu lahu, wa la rada li amrih, wa billahi tawfiq. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He is one who can, reach and achieve His command. There is no one to follow Him up or to repel His command, and with Allah lies the success. So the point being, we started with this statement to explain that these trials that we are suffering, there's nothing new, right? These are the same trials that have happened, the same types of punishments that have happened in nations gone by, and their causes are known, their causes are clear, and the true. Okay, just a quick, very important announcement. There's a car with the registration DF16KNW. That's a Ford Focus, a dark grey Ford Focus, DF16KNW. You need to immediately move the car from where you left it urgently. Please remove it, please. So as we were saying, that the trials and tribulations that we are facing today, right, whether it is restriction of livelihood, whether it is grief, anxiety, worry, loneliness, right, all of the illnesses, the mental health, whether it is fear, just general fear, right, and whether it is, the domination of an enemy, or you've heard all of them. The causes are very clear and they are very apparent, and ultimately they return to what the hands of men